Hi there everyone, meteorologist Robert Speta coming to you from Tokyo, Japan, today on the 8th, going into the 9th of August, 2013. Today is a, very busy day across the tropics. We have three areas we are watching, not to mention what is going on in the north. Hot weather, actually record-breaking temperatures being felt across much of eastern China. Very dry weather there into the southern Japanese island. And I want to touch in on that first before diving into the tropics, because this is what is affecting more people than anything else. And we can see here using the GFS model outlook from the Weather Underground to a wonder map here, showing some temperatures over 40 degrees here in the darker red. So, yeah, it is extremely hot out here. Heat index into the high 40s. So definitely the next several days you want to stay inside. I have seen at least 10 reports of deaths coming out of Shanghai due to the extremely hot temperatures. And actually in Hangzhou, temperatures climbed to 41 degrees today. So record breaking with that. Taipei also, there's unofficial reports of that the temperatures got to 39.5, hottest in 117 years. We have a full text update on the website here, so I don't really want to talk too much about it during the video update. Please do go to the website at Western Pacific Weather. I'll put a link down below. But at the very least, it does look like this dry, hot weather is going to be lasting through the coming days out here across much of eastern China, extending out there through the southern Japanese islands. Also have a rain band farther towards the north, but that's not really accumulating anything too serious. I also want to touch in on the remnants of Mangkhut out here, which is still working its way off through northern Vietnam. It rapidly weakened out during the early morning hours, down to a tropical depression now. It has been blamed for at least one death. Several people are still missing. We have also seen several reports of injuries. Widespread reports of power outages through the early morning hours, just due to these tropical storm strength winds knocking down some power lines. And also right here, the picture in the center of your screen, a billboard that hit some power lines, knocked the power out there. So a lot's going on with that storm system. Good news, it's continuing to weaken out, but we're still going to be seeing the enhancement of the monsoon out here across much of northern Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. So I want to completely rule out the risk of yet more flooding out here across much of that region. The other area I want to talk on, actually two more areas, the low pressure area, which is currently over the Philippines and is dropping some heavy rainfall out here across the southern Philippines. Areas you do not need any more rains. The ground is already saturated. We've seen numerous reports of flooding here throughout the past several weeks. So, showers are not welcomed here at all. Now, the good news with this low pressure area, winds are estimated to be around 15 to 20 knots in the center of circulation. Some of these storms popping up here, you can see on the satellite imagery, that could hold the potential for some stronger cells. But really, the main threat with this is going to be the heavy rainfall. It is expected to weaken out through the coming days. And I really shouldn't even say coming days. Actually, the next 24 hours, I expect that low pressure area just to completely fade out as it pushes west here, gets involved with some vertical wind shear. Behind it, though, we have this little swirl here towards the west of Guam. That is the main topic of today. I'm sorry it took me 3 minutes to get into the update about this area, but Invest 96W likely going to be our next name system. If it does upgrade to a tropical storm, will be called Tropical Storm Utor, and likely this area looks like it's going to be impacting you there in the Philippines over the week. And just throughout the day on Thursday, we have seen some rapid intensification. That low-level circulation really became organized. This is 12 hours ago. This is currently, you can see some of that inflow, big bursts of convection on the southern periphery. I wouldn't be surprised if it's already starting to show potential of a tropical depression at this time. Now, this is around midnight on Wednesday going into Thursday, Japan Standard Time. So possibly by the time you're watching this, it may even be stronger than that, spinning out here just north of Palau towards the west of Guam, continuing to intensify. This is also just a zoomed up look of that low-level circulation on the visible/infrared imagery. What we can see here is that inflow really blown up, and you can see through the afternoon hours. Look at those cumulonimbus cloud tops forming on the northern periphery, also on the southern side. You get that popcorn type image on the visible shot showing those overshooting tops. So the convection is building up. The area is in a low vertical wind shear environment, so that is favorable for intensification. Also, we're looking at high sea surface temperatures out here, not to mention the fact that this has very good exhaust to loft. You have that upper level ridge on the northern periphery, and that also is going to keep this on that westerly track. Now, this is the 850 HPA to 500 HPA streamline analysis, just showing the overall background flow. I love to use this particular map because It often does get the general tract, especially around when you're at the genesis period of a tropical system, correct. Here we have our low pressure area towards the north of Palau, that positive vorticity indicating the upward vertical motion in the atmosphere. If you follow the overall background flow with this high pressure ridge anchored over southeastern China and Taiwan, which at the start of the update we mentioned how hot it was out here, how dry it is, so that high pressure ridge is in place and it is showing full force out here, that will keep this new storm system possibly Utor towards the south. Now, some of the models taking it off there towards the north, but my thoughts, right around the Isabella area there into eastern Luzon, possibly moving just around the Subic, re-emerging into the South China Sea here, then looping back around towards the north. These are my initial thoughts on this right there of where I think it is going to be going. Initial thoughts, remember that, because models are likely going to be changing here. One of the models actually expect this high pressure to weaken and pull towards the east, the nav gem. Actually, I'll go ahead and just show you that outlook. It expects that high pressure ridge to weaken. You have the intensification of our new storm system out here. It does pick up on that, and then it makes landfall there into northern Luzon, right around the Isabella area, but it keeps it tracking kind of on a northwesterly track, and then it loops it, recurves it, excuse me, a little bit farther or a little bit earlier than what that analysis would indicate, pushing it into southern Taiwan as a tropical system, and then eventually off there towards the north because that high pressure ridge starts to weaken. GFS, on either hand, keeps that a little bit more into place. It comes into a little bit more agreement with that streamline analysis, at least at the current time. And this is the GFS model outlook showing our areas spin up here, pushing through. They're actually the same exact area as far as landfall in the Isabella area, moving there just north of Subic onto northern Luzon. And then it keeps it more on a westerly track a little bit longer and pulls it there into southeastern China. A little bit farther towards the west, but that's the difference between it impacting Taiwan and possibly some of the southern Japanese islands, or on the west side of the mountains, which pretty big mountain chain in here in the middle of Taiwan, and impacting southeastern China. So at this time, with confidence, I can say that we're going to have a tropical system within the next 48 hours, at least a named storm system. And furthermore, by the end of the weekend going into Monday, the Apari area likely is going to be slammed with some damaging winds here possibly. This is showing typhoon strength winds on the northeastern periphery, wrapping around with that monsoonal moisture, so you're going to get some higher winds on the southern periphery, possibly some drier inflow in the north, but I don't really see it all too much, at least at this time. And then it makes that landfall just east of Iligan, pushing across the Philippines. Now, that is in case that high pressure ridge stays in place. If it does strengthen a little, it would move a little bit farther towards the south. If it weakens, it would move north. So we have our area right here. And actually, I'll create a map and put it down below if you're watching this on the website. If not, please do go to the website and watch it. I would say the cone of air for landfall in the Philippines, just off of Apari here. It could move farther north, or it could move as far south as the Manila area. Visayas, I don't think this is going to track into your direction given its area right now, but anyone in this area, in between these two red lines, that is where I do believe you could see an impact of a typhoon, especially along the eastern coast here, of course, going through the start of the next work week, Monday into Tuesday. So a lot going on here. We're definitely going to continue to keep you updated throughout the weekend on this area and everything else going on. So stay safe out there, everybody. Thanks for watching this full video update. I know a mouthful. Please let me know if you watched the full video update all the way through. I always appreciate that feedback, and also it keeps me quite confident if I know you watched the entire video update. So stay safe out there, and thanks for watching.